Alright, so this is a follow-up to the addiction video. Towards the end, what I was talking about was as if addiction is bad. Well, what if addiction was good? Okay? I know this may sound kind of silly, but just wait. If you think through this, then you realize that what I was talking about before about, making and breaking addictions is still the way, whether you think addiction is good or bad, because basically, so remember how I said that if addiction is bad, then breaking the addiction is good? Well, and so therefore you need both sides. You need the break and you need the addiction. Well, if you think addiction is good, then it's not breaking the addiction that's bad, it's making the addiction that's good. I mean, it's not breaking the addiction that's good, it's making the addiction that's good. And if that was the case, then you would still need both sides. You would need the addiction side and the break side, the sober side. And so either way, whether you think addiction is good or bad, the best option is to use both sides. It's to switch back and forth. It's to go just sober enough and then just addicted enough to go back to being just sober enough to go back to being just addicted enough to go back. Because either way, whether one side is good or bad or the other side is good or bad, they both revolve around breaking the other side to be good. You see, because if addiction's good, then the other side's bad. And so breaking that side, so the breaking that would be good, but you can't break it unless you go in, unless you bring it in, right? If addiction is bad, then breaking it is good, but you can't break it unless there's something to break. So you need to bring it in just enough to break it. See what I mean? Both sides require the other side being there at least some of the time so that you can break it. And then you bring it again and you break it. You bring it again and you break it. Whichever side is bad is good to break. You see what I mean? And so you bring it in, you draw it in just so you can break it. But it's more of a long-term thing. It's not like people who are addicted to nicotine, they might go an hour and then break that and then use the nicotine, right? And that's not what I mean. It's more of a long-term thing. It's more of a long-term thing because addiction is a long-term thing. You can't say that you're not addicted after an hour. Or you can't say that you're not addicted after like 2 or 3 hours. Or maybe even a day. I don't know. This is kind of like some of the stuff that I was talking about in the previous video. What is the right frequency? And I think it has to do with how much is it on your mind. You know what I mean? Or how much is it, is what you're doing or using a part of your lifestyle? well, I really just wanted to create this video just to say that either way, whether you think addiction is good or bad, you need both. You need it has to exist so that you can break it. If that's what you want to do, like, you don't have to do this, but if you want to use cigarettes just so that you cannot use them, just so you can break the habit, either way, whether you think the habit is good or bad, you still need both sides to be able to break the other side. That's why I wanted to make this video.